A risk analyst plays a vital role in identifying, assessing, and mitigating potential risks that could impact an organization's operations, finances, or reputation. These professionals analyze data, develop strategies, and communicate insights to help companies make informed business decisions while minimizing exposure to loss. If you're preparing for a risk analyst interview, it's important to demonstrate your analytical thinking, attention to detail, and understanding of financial and operational risk management. In this guide, we'll explore common risk analyst interview questions, detailed sample answers, and practical tips to help you stand out as a capable and insightful candidate. Understanding the role of a risk analyst. A risk analyst's job involves gathering and interpreting data to forecast possible threats and evaluate their impact. This includes analyzing market trends, reviewing financial statements, assessing compliance risks, and recommending preventive measures. Risk analysts often work in sectors such as banking, insurance, investment, and corporate management, where strategic decisions depend on accurate risk evaluation. Employers seek individuals who are not only technically proficient in statistical modeling and financial analysis but also capable of communicating complex findings in simple terms. The ideal candidate must combine logic with intuition, balancing caution with business opportunity. In interviews, you'll need to show that you understand the organization's risk appetite and can provide actionable insights that support sustainable growth. Question 1. What are the key responsibilities of a risk analyst? Here's how you can answer. The key responsibilities include identifying potential risks, evaluating their likelihood and impact, developing mitigation strategies, and reporting findings to management. I also monitor existing risks, ensure compliance with policies, and use data models to predict future trends. The goal is to help the organization make informed, risk-aware decisions. Tip: highlight both analysis and communication as core parts of the role. Question 2. What are the different types of risks a business might face? Here's how you can answer. Businesses face various types of risks including financial risk, operational risk, compliance risk, strategic risk, and reputational risk. Each category affects different areas of the organization, so it's important to have specialized assessment tools and tailored strategies for managing each. Tip: show that you understand risk diversity and can prioritize accordingly. Question 3. How do you identify and assess potential risks? Here's how you can answer. I start by gathering data through audits, reports, and interviews with department heads. Then I use qualitative and quantitative analysis tools, such as risk matrices, value at risk, VAR, models, or sensitivity analysis, to evaluate probability and potential impact. Once identified, risks are prioritized and mitigation strategies are developed. Tip: mention both data-driven tools and stakeholder input for a balanced approach. Question 4. How do you quantify risk? Here's how you can answer. To quantify risk, I use statistical models such as standard deviation, regression analysis, or Monte Carlo simulations. These tools help translate uncertainties into measurable probabilities and potential financial outcomes. Quantifying risk allows decision-makers to allocate resources more effectively. Tip: include 1 or 2 technical methods to demonstrate your analytical expertise. Question 5. Can you describe a time when your analysis helped prevent a major issue? Here's how you can answer. In my previous role, I noticed unusual fluctuations in credit exposure data. After investigating, I identified an emerging default risk in a key client segment. I presented my findings to management, and we revised credit limits and implemented tighter monitoring. This proactive approach prevented potential financial losses. Tip: share a real example that shows initiative and measurable impact. Question 6. How do you ensure compliance with regulatory standards? Here's how you can answer. I stay informed about current regulations such as Basel III, GDPR, or SOX, depending on the industry. I regularly review internal processes, conduct audits, and ensure that policies align with regulatory frameworks. Collaboration with compliance officers and legal teams helps maintain transparency and adherence. Tip: emphasize diligence and continuous awareness of legal standards. Question 7. What tools or software do you use for risk analysis? Here's how you can answer. I use Excel for financial modeling, SQL for data extraction, and Power BI or Tableau for visualization. For statistical analysis, I rely on R or Python libraries such as Pandas and NumPy. These tools help me analyze large datasets and present insights clearly. Tip: tailor your answer to the software the company uses if you know it. Question 8. How do you prioritize risks once identified? Here's how you can answer. I prioritize risks based on their potential impact and likelihood using a risk matrix. High probability, high impact risks are addressed immediately, while lower level risks are monitored over time. This structured approach ensures that resources are focused on the most critical threats first. Tip: show structured decision-making and organizational thinking. Question 9. How do you handle uncertainty when analyzing data? Here's how you can answer. I account for uncertainty by running scenario and sensitivity analyses to test different assumptions. I also use confidence intervals and stress testing to evaluate how extreme conditions could affect outcomes. This approach allows me to present a realistic range of possible impacts. Tip: demonstrate statistical understanding and analytical maturity. Question 10. How do you communicate risk findings to non-technical stakeholders? Here's how you can answer. I focus on simplifying complex data by using visuals like charts or heat maps. I avoid jargon and instead relate risks to business objectives, for example, how a financial risk might affect profitability. Clear communication ensures stakeholders understand the implications and can make informed decisions. Tip: highlight clarity, storytelling, and cross-departmental collaboration. Question 11. Describe your experience with risk mitigation strategies. Here's how you can answer. I have experience implementing mitigation strategies such as diversification, hedging, process redesign, and establishing internal controls. I also emphasize monitoring, because risk mitigation isn't a one-time process but requires ongoing evaluation and adjustment. Tip: include both preventive and corrective measures in your answer. Question 12. How do you stay updated with emerging risks and market trends? Here's how you can answer. I stay informed by following financial reports, risk management journals, and global economic indicators. I also attend webinars and participate in professional forums like GARP or PRMIA to learn from industry experts and peers. Tip: continuous learning shows commitment to professional development. Question 13. What is your experience with enterprise risk management, ERM? Here's how you can answer. I've been involved in developing ERM frameworks that align risk appetite with business strategy. This includes identifying key risk indicators, implementing monitoring systems, and reporting regularly to senior management. ERM ensures risks are managed holistically across all departments. Tip: use this to show your strategic thinking and cross-functional experience. Question 14. How would you handle a situation where management disagrees with your risk assessment? Here's how you can answer. I would present supporting data and explain my methodology clearly to ensure they understand my reasoning. If disagreements persist, I'd propose further analysis or a third-party review. The goal is not to win but to find a decision that balances caution with business objectives. Tip: demonstrate professionalism and open-mindedness in disagreements. Question 15. Why should we hire you as our risk analyst? Here's how you can answer. You should hire me because I combine strong analytical skills with practical understanding of business risks. I have experience identifying threats before they escalate, implementing preventive measures, and communicating results effectively. My goal is to help your organization make smarter, data-driven decisions that protect both growth and reputation. Tip: end confidently, summarizing your analytical, technical, and communication strengths. Final thoughts. A risk analyst interview evaluates your ability to balance data analysis with strategic decision-making. Employers look for professionals who can anticipate challenges, evaluate options logically, and present clear recommendations. Demonstrating both technical proficiency and communication skills is key. Before your interview, review risk management frameworks, familiarize yourself with the company's industry risks, and prepare real-life examples that showcase your problem-solving ability. When you express both analytical precision and a proactive mindset, you'll stand out as a candidate who not only understands risk, but knows how to turn it into opportunity.